Hello and welcome to Mimi's Sketchbook. Today my illustration was inspired by Paul David Tripp's book New Morning Mercies, and today is June 27th. In the morning, my routine is usually the same every morning. I get up and get dressed and turn on the coffee and open the drapes and maybe turn up the heat if it's winter. And once my coffee's all put together, I get into my big comfy chair and put my feet up on the footstool and begin my devotions. And I have to admit that his devotions are usually a little difficult for me to understand the first time around. So after reading it and doing the reading the Bible section, I have to stop and really meditate on key words and associations until something clicks and an image comes to mind of something that I'm familiar with and can wrap that idea around, and it makes sense. So this morning I had the windows open and the birds were singing, and it would start to rain, and then the sun would come out, and then it would rain again, and it'd get light, it'd get dark, and it was just a real interesting morning while I was trying to come up with an image. So I'm just sort of staring out the window and looking at my neighbor's tree across the street, and it's a big, old, beautiful maple. And the early morning rays of the sun were hitting the trunk in just a certain way that it looked like there was a face of a lion in the tree. So I picked up my phone to take a picture of it, and all I could get is that bright white, the glare. So I fooled with my phone for a little bit and tried and finally figured out how you could press on the screen to focus on a different spot. And then I took this picture. And I was like, oh my word, what an amazing difference. I took both pictures from the same position, but the focus now was much grander than my little living room. Today, Paul Tripp says there is a significant difference between amazement and faith. God doesn't just want to blow your mind, He wants to rule your heart. He gives a list of many things that blow our mind or amazes us about God. And he goes on to say, God will not leave us in a state of amazement. He works by grace to craft us into people of settled, hopeful, courageous, active, and celebratory, God-glorifying faith. And He will not relent until He has established His life-altering rule in our hearts. So looking at the picture I took this morning with the view all outlined in black and the beautiful colors of the Japanese maple, the red leaves, and all the bright colors reminded me of a Lewis Comfort Tiffany stained glass window. So I thought we would have some fun and I could paint it in that style and outline all of the different shapes in black and have a lot of detail and complexity up into the leaves and patterns, and just try to mimic just a little bit the beauty of a stained glass window. As surprising and beautiful and mind-blowing as that picture was to me this morning, it is nothing in comparison to the gift of God's grace. So thank you for joining me at Mimi's Sketchbook. I hope it was an encouragement to you, and God bless.